Mercury Retrograde, the Cazimi popped off yesterday. I wish that I could have spoke more about this yesterday or even earlier than, but life didn't give that opportunity. Uh-oh, something is very important. I'm missing something very important. Um, Today we're going to talk about the Cazimi. Ay, 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 ay. I don't think that I have my... Oh, crap. Where did I put my... Okay, here we go. Retrograde with the many disruptions. Okay, technological errors. I can't plug my microphone in right now because I don't have my piece, but maybe that's just what it is. So let's rock it. I definitely want to find that though. That is so critical. So we're talking, what else, Amir? We're talking retrograde joint. Is this working? Yeah, this works. Let's start this off and allow the sound to carry you away to help balance out your frequency, the magnetic waves, so that we can, before we really get engaged, we could take a moment to line up the energies. Listen, I don't really want to get into how each zodiac sign will be impacted today. I'm honestly just feeling so super duper inspired to just speak. So much where if I showed you my room, it is, at least to my standards, a personal pigsty. But it's because I got luggage packed, I got clothes folded. I'm flying out early in the morning from New York, New York. I bought myself a new citrine. So I cleansed it this morning. I want to do a little more cleansing, to be honest. I only cleansed it with water so far. For citrine specifically, because today we're going to talk magic. Okay, magic is real. I thank you for that thumbs up. Hey, what's going on? Who did that just pulled up? Violet Star, what's up? What's up? What's up? Loving the energy. So today we're gonna really do a little something different. We're gonna do some pulls from this elemental deck. Is what I'm really feeling. We're gonna play with some sounds. I'm gonna share some of the synchronicities about how this Mercury retrograde in Gemini is one of the most game changer magical moments for you. My son is off to New York soon. Bang. I wish your son the best of luck. Absolutely. Understand that everything is playing well for you, right? Like, I didn't even have a ride. My flight's so early that I didn't even have a ride and a way to get into the airport. But I do now. So, what this is about right now, and I don't want to get too cheesy on this, but words have power, okay? Words have power. Now, we can, and we do, spellcast on ourselves all the time. Ooh, when I tell you I'm excited for this message, okay? Super excited. Really wish I had my little piece. I lost my little piece that goes, oh, words have power. I didn't lose it. I got high quality audio coming up in a second. Hey, Jasmine. What's up, Jasmine? Jasmine Danielle. What's going on? What's going on, girl? Words have power. We're going to talk about how this Cazimi yesterday was at 0 degrees, 0 degrees. This is 0 degrees of any zodiac sign is the most authentic energy, okay? So this is like when you have the sun and the Mercury in 0 degrees, in all sincerity, that made it All about magic. Why? Because mutable signs to me in astrology are about magic. Okay? They're immutable. They do not, they actually dissolve. They dissolve barriers, obstacles, challenges. It dissolves. Okay? It has a magical way of addressing things that's not direct, it's not linear, and it's also not fixated. It's problem solving orientated. Ooh. And again, how it solves those problems is it dissolves all the barriers. I'm doing a sound check. Can somebody in the chat let me know if, what's up, heartfelt vibrations? I appreciate you too. Can somebody in the chat let me know if the sound is coming through clear? Now that I just went ahead and plugged in that music. I appreciate all of y'all for joining in. The synchronicities during this Mercury retrograde was at the height of your intuition. I made recommendations on earlier videos where these are the days on Cazimi's where you take astrology readings, where you take on an extra moment to pull some oracle cards for yourself. So letting them things pull up and in. This is just the first card up deck. Thank you, Jasmine, for letting me know about the sound. Golden, awesome. Sounds all good, perfect. Our intuition. There was 4 Cazimis this year. The last one was in January. I think the last Cazimi was in when it was in Aquarius, which is a little bit different element, but both in, let's say, wind signs. The next 2 are coming up, I believe, in October and another month that I'm not going to try. But I think the one about October is critical because it's going to be happening in Scorpio. So Scorpio is already highly perceptive, but we're going to do that more when it gets down the line. So my point is, magic is real. Magic is real. All right. Fairies, mermaids, dragons. I've been meeting more sorcerers. Okay, I'm sorceress. Okay, I've been meeting more sorceresses, multiple, and that's really cool because, quite frankly, I never really met sorcerers, and I actually have, but I never recognized them as such. So that's really cool. I met an ice sorceress the other day. I met 2 ice sorcerers, which is saying something interesting because I've been learning how to work with ice magic more specifically, where I'm naturally fire, right? Like fire comes very natural to me as I got a lot of Aries, even my Jupiter in Leo, right? Triple stellium on Aries, like Sag is in me, so fire comes natural. Now I'm rising as a Scorpio, right? Scorpio rising, so it's like that water magic is really starting to make itself more evident. I've been taking more baths. I've been getting in the lakes more frequently. I'm now making it a critical piece to my medicine. So the Cazimi is really a transit of magic and magic revealing itself. All right. For simplicity, a Cazimi is when the Sun and Mercury both hit 0 degrees. In these retrograde periods, Mercury comes around the planet in a way where it lines up and it's literally in alignment. So what we realize is also what we think, because Mercury is what makes up our ability to actually project an image of what does this card look like. So somebody with a Mercury in Pisces will see very different elements than someone like me with a Mercury in Aries. We're going to see differently. The Mercury in Aries will see something instinctually with emotion and passion, and it'll fuse it together. But a Pisces will see something and it'll resonate potentially more with the colors and be able to see past lives, past life regressions through something like this card. So Mercury in Pisces. Okay, there you go, Jasmine Danielle. So let me tell you. So let's try this out. Let's try to play this out. Jasmine, if you feel comfortable, tell me what you see in this particular card. Just type it out, and I'll tell you what I see right afterwards. I'll take a look at it. So let's play a little game. Hey, what's up, Shireen? Nice to see you all. Everybody that's brand new on here, definitely hit that like sub button. Magic is real, and I'm gonna actually show you proof today. I'm gonna show you proof of magic, and it's not as simple as what we like to only think it is. So, Jasmine, if you were able to, okay. So right away, the first thing I saw was the heart, but I saw the steam coming out of the heart. So the first thing that came to me was the steam, crap, that was coming out of those valves, but also the synchronicities of the 4. So for me, 4 has been pulling up crazy, where it's like I'm building, I'm constructing, I'm making sure that I feel emotionally safe enough to actually push forward with ferocity. And that has been about, like this morning, for example, I checked into my flight, okay? Then I had to work out, well, how the fuck am I about to get to New York? Because I'm like, oh crap, my flight's too early. I can't take the train. I'm 2.5 hours away. So it's like doing what I need to do, destroying and putting obstacles in the way, Cancer, feminine energy, divine mother energy, to basically nurture this next step, which is working towards the retreat where the 8 women are coming out to Mexico. So shout out to y'all. I see y'all dropping in videos and stuff too. So that's pretty super duper dope. But yeah, Jasmine, whatever you may have seen. So me with a Mercury Aries, I see waterfalls, the sun. Okay. So you already see, like, I didn't see waterfalls. I didn't see a sun either. Right? So you just see a little bit of the differences. The first thing I saw was that the heart was steaming. And I saw 4. But that 4, that stability allows me to go to the 5, allow me to bring it to the big change. The other thing that I saw was 27, which just makes me think 9, which I think 2-9. And my life path is 2-9-11. So it's like, again, the quickness of my mind right now is engaged on my path as an 11, but primarily focusing on the 9. Recognizing that I've stepped more away from that 2 energy, where I had to step in it to really embrace some of my sensitivities as a life path 11, and not overly get swallowed by the waves of my sensitivities, of my emotions, because they used to swallow me whole. And I used to respond very much in the young Taurus type of energy when it comes to partnership. Okay, greed of even the sensual pleasures and like connection and touch. I used to like really play way too unconscious on the 2 energy. And so eventually life gave me experiences and relationships that helped me balance out that 2 energy, and it brought me to the 9, and which is more like purpose driven energy. And it's like much more detached, much more bigger picture, less about the day-to-day daily. And so it's kind of this, the 9 has been very present for me. And like I'm in the space where I'm doing purpose driven work. So let's say, for example, I didn't put any evidence up yet, but yesterday I ran a little mini retreat, and that junk was dope. You know, there was like 18 people there. Now the magic of this is the magic, right? The magic. This happened on the Cazimi. I did nothing. I didn't post pretty much nothing about this retreat. 18 people showed up, people who were actually engaged and involved. Where when I first left Connecticut 4 or 5 years ago, it's like to find a type of community that would be willing to engage in weird new things and animal flow movements and breath work, and using water magic from the stream to help carry away the grief that we didn't process and help us to cleanse so that we can begin to process, even if not linear. All of this stuff are like dreams for me, right? And so I didn't do anything. And this is a part of the magic. This is like on the Cazimi day, where I said it on a couple of the videos Friday. I said, yo, now on the Cazimi are time to do readings. It's time to pull cards. It's time to take on a like an astrology session with somebody, because you're gonna get the synchronicities. All right, your intuition is at an all-time high during Cazimi type phases, and the retrograde is just helping to make sure that this more logical outlook and perspective that you had about what you valued was allowing us to make sure we shifted what we needed to shift. So part of that was that for me in that moment, that these type of magical retreat type of events just don't happen in Connecticut because the people weren't ready. But now 4 or 5 years later, we've had a lot of conjunctions, like Jupiter conjuncting Neptune. Okay, spiritual awakenings for mass collective. All right, you have the Saturn conjunct Jupiter back in 2021, I believe, or 2020 December. All right, bam. You have mass amount of people going through their purpose, their duty, and their responsibilities, Saturn, being activated and expanded with that conjunction in Jupiter. So it's like, so in that 4 or 5 years, there's a lot more conjunctions that I didn't mention just yet, but people have been more embracing what is possible, likely, and even enjoyable when they step into their more unique forms. Now, 5 years later, what happened? I literally said it and I was like, you know, retreats, running retreats has just always been my dream. YouTube was just a part of it. It's always been my dream. Well, both are currently happening. Whereas like now, you know, it's like for me to also surrender and realize like it's time for a whole new vision, because both of those things are literally actively happening consistently. So this is Cazimi is helping you to recognize synchronicities of, yo, did you actually notice yet that everything you've wished for is pretty much already had happened? At bare minimum, it's in the progress. So each one of these delays, we're just making sure that you can fully appreciate it. And I'm super blessed. Like I said, 18 people pulled up and I didn't do anything. I said it to some of the other people during the retreat, going through the interview process. Like, man, like this is the 4th or 5th retreat, maybe it's 6 now with the one yesterday, 6th retreat that I've hosted, and it's like it's the easiest one I've ever had to do. The process has just become streamlined through staying integral with the responsibilities, okay, that you were given, that have become clear to you. Because a Cazimi brings a certain mental clarity, mental dexterity that allows you to shift and manipulate your manifestations through what you think. Because Gemini is I think. So, but it's also communication. So what do you think that you're communicating? So this is about like really affirmation type joint. Spell casting. You have to be very careful. This is a time frame where you know, all day on a Cazimi, I wouldn't listen to rap. That's not the one. At one point, I had the radio on, and it was like, you know, there were some songs that maybe on a different day, if I wanted to get crunked up, I would have been on some like. But when curse words and, you know, the other day I just kept hearing like shooting, 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 and everybody has guns in the songs, and it's like there are some days where it's like, you know what, I'm not gonna lie to you, I would listen to that and I would get crunked the hell up. But on my drive, that wasn't what I needed. And it's not even what I wanted. And my spirit fully rejected it. So instead, what happened? Instead, we were playing capoeira music, which is actually more so a cultural, tribal art form of martial arts, where slaves were using this dance art form to learn how to, one, fight and escape from slave owners that were imprisoned by the Portuguese in Cartagena, Colombia. And that's what's the irony, what's the synchronicity? This eventually became very popular in Brazil. Okay? Brazil. Okay, so now what's the synchronicity? For August, I'm set and planned out to go and live and do my next trek in Brazil, in Rio de Janeiro. So it's like synchronicities have been really playing all throughout the day. They've been playing, and it's just for us to take inventory and patience and presence to realize that on a day like this retrograde in Cazimi, it really helps us to engage with the more magical aspects of life. And when I say magic, what I'm talking about is things just dissolving. Not Aries, like I'm an Aries, right? So it's like not going head on and just saying, look, I'm gonna bust through this thing and just tear up the box. You feel me? No, it's more like I'm about to play around the box. And it's kind of like teasing you a little bit, letting you know what's about to come, how are you about to be pleased, but it's pleasing you in a way that is very indirect. You feel me? So it's like, rather than direct, or rather than fixated, where it's like you got that same you just got the same technique where, like, you know, your girl just already know what's gonna happen. Like it takes 2 seconds to rise up, 2 seconds down, 2 seconds up, 2 seconds down, right? So it's like I use this as a simple, funny, awkward example, but I say this as well because Gemini represents the lips. It also represents the hands. So I always kind of make this joke where it's like, you know, for the Geminis out there, especially depending on where you have that placement, I would say like Mars, potentially even Venus, Mars and Venus. These are or Mercury, okay? These are places where you probably get a best dome, and you get a best job de manos. Manos is hands in Spanish. So, you know, I gotta play, you know, I'm still working on platforms where, you know, I'm trying to be friendly with the kids, if you will. But I just wanted to kind of make that note because I think it's a cool one. Like I was thinking about this the other day, I was like, man, I wish I did have my partner somewhere, maybe, like, because that would have been the day to get your junk licked up. and exercised, okay, that would have been the day. That would have been the day. I'm not going to say that's the day involving the magic and the synchronicities, but it would have been enjoyable. Okay, so if I get back to it for a moment, let's see what's happening. Yeah, I feel like we're going to be our own music makers, back to playing our own drums. Absolutely. Yo, so I have a drum set downstairs that was given to me as a gift like 6 years ago. And I never really played it because 3 days later I broke it. I ripped it. And now it's like I really want a drum. And yesterday we were playing more. I ain't even try to do that. Synchronicities, bringing back and making our own music. Because again, remember, like, music was one of the first things that helps us connect most closely to our soul. Music is related to like air, water in a sense, when it has the emotion to the emotion, which is letting me know it has the energy, has the ability to put energy in emotion, has the ability to put energy in motion. Music has the ability to put energy in motion. It has the ability to move our emotions that were stuck and trapped in the body, causing your pains, back pain, neck pain, stiffness, tightness. Music has the ability to move the motion. The ding was magical, right? The ding was magical. That jump was on point. That jump was hella on point because it was not. Don't hype me up while I'm single. Yes, I'm gonna hype you all the way to hell up. I'm gonna hype you up because I'm telling you, Gemini is about that tongue game. And they hella low about it. I feel like nobody ever wants to, like, I had made this mention yesterday and I had made a Gemini, and it was just funny because the conversation, it kind of went there in an indiscreet, non-direct, like side loop way. And I was like, I caught it. But again, the thing, you can't catch magic at the same time. So what am I saying when I say you can't catch magic? This is manifestation type energy. You can't catch it. You speak the words into existence. Because Gemini is the word, is the language. You speak the words. You rock with the body language. You feel the language, and you move it. But you have to let it go. Because if you try to hold on to it and be fixated, you're going to ruin the manifestation. You feel me? If you try to just push it and say, look, you're going to try to take that thing and push it and jam it through, you're going to ruin the manifestation. This is why magic really is coming through the mutable signs. Virgo, Gemini, Pisces, and Sagittarius. These are the magic signs. These are the signs that manifest through pure magic. But the magic is dissolving things, but also speaking these things out. So Virgo manifests the magic by actually working in a chaotic manner, doing a little bit of everything at once, kind of thing. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And it creates systems that maximize and allow the physical manifestation of magic to essentially just appear over time in a magical way. Like, how did you do that? And it's like they just incrementally improve certain systems, and they're doing 10 times at the same time, but figuring out a way for it to cost them less energy. And that's their magic. Gemini's magic is to create curious friendships, curious connections and communications, or to curiously explore, I rather say, to curiously explore certain conversations and entertain what they think, which is selfish. It's not, they don't really care about you. Let's check in real quick. They don't care about you. They selfishly want to speak about what they think. And they create the right energy where they are the lungs of the zodiac. So, wow, I had pulled the card. The lungs. That's what I had saw with these pipes coming out of the heart. So it's like the heart of communication. And, through that, they get ideas and thoughts and discussions to assimilate. And through that, now they only talk to 3 people, but those 3 people and what the thoughts that they had, what I think as a Gemini, let's say, those 3 people now spread it to 30 people. And then magically, one of those 30 comes back and they just remove and dissolve the barriers, and it comes back, and Gemini just manifested what it only once spoke. You feel me? In between, I'm gonna give you the last 2, and I'm actually gonna like this and thumbs this up. Now, Pisces magic is complete different. Okay, Pisces magic as a mutable energy is all about believing it. And this is where we have Mars in Pisces. So I've seen a lot of the women in the retreat, they just took the actions. And I talked to some this morning where they just took the actions, where they just believed it. They brought their tickets up front and they worried about the rest on the back end. So they took action. They asserted themselves with a belief. And I've witnessed other people assert themselves in disbelief. And their results are going to be exactly what they manifested. The disbelief equated to nothing. Like, yeah, because it's Pisces and Mars right now. Mars is in Pisces, so it's like how we assert ourselves. We have to believe what we're asserting. If we don't, the magic is flawed. It's ruined. The spell was missing a link. Okay, so that's how Pisces magic works. They only really have to believe it. But I will also say that faith, let's say Pisces belief, faith requires action. So Pisces magic, though their belief has to be online, they have to also rely on, well, where does the earth in their chart play out? Because that's going to be how they can physically manifest it. So that'd be individual and different and unique for each person. Now, Sag magic is all about a vision of the future. Okay? Sag magic works about having a vision of the future. Sag goes big picture. So if I show you again behind me, this is a magic board that I created, right? Where this is big picture. Everything on here. I did this like years ago, and one of them says why men need emotional intelligence, right? Right up here. It says here in a woman, a black figure, but she's not actually black, but she's painted black. She has an 11 in the middle of her head. I'm on life path 11, and I've been attracting a tremendous amount of life path 11s, and they've been reminding me of purpose and duty, and that, like, you know, we really have a leadership role here in this particular path, and that it's freaking tough. But she has a heart in the middle of her head, so it's like for me to be able to still lead with a clear, objective mind, but the heart in mind. You feel me? Like the heart synced in with my mind, having it be cohesive. 11 in the chat, gang. Gang, 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 gang. As I ask y'all to go ahead and like this, I got to get at least 11 thumbs up, right? So thank you for that. What's up, Missy? How you doing? We should be friends. Love the big gem energy. Hell yeah. I love when friends become friends. I'm Gemini Moon, Sun, Moon, and Jupiter. Ooh, and Venus. Yeah. So I got that Gemini and Venus. I'm there with you. I fully love it. I understand it. Part 2 days after doing a lot of manual work and swelling my snifters in my hands. American Magic. Listen to that Z. Listening to a lot of old school 80s. And I've been listening to some old jazz and stuff lately, which has been pretty cool. Thank you. I see 13 watching 13 up. Listen, synchronicities. All right, so I give you another one. I said, oh, it'd be a good day to do like AstroTherapy sessions. I made that recommendation to people. Now, I had a woman who had a session booked with me on 23rd, but I was like, look, I'm flying literally tomorrow, the 23rd. I'm flying on the 23rd. And the 23rd just kept coming up. The 23rd. For like a freaking month and a half. I'm like, what is this 23, bro? Like, what is it? And it kept saying like May 23rd. And then eventually I saw, oh, I had a flight on May 23rd. Like, that could be what it is, right? No. So yes and no, right? It was just one of the synchronicities. So I had a woman had a reading book, but I was like, I can't take it because I'm going to literally be just landing and it's just going to be too hard. I won't be able to be present. So we shifted her to yesterday, which is the Cazimi. So I ran this little mini retreat. I'm going to drop y'all a little YouTube short up to show you like what that looked like. Because I know like sometimes I talk about these things, but because I'm literally doing the work, okay? Literally doing the work, I don't always have the time to film it, right? Like I only get to tell you the background stories, but don't worry, the day will come where a camera crew will be following me around everywhere I go. So I said this, I spoke this out loud, and it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Same way I spoke about the retreat. Like I don't want to work. I said this even at the retreat. I said I don't want to work. In all sincerity, working to me just sounds so stupid. It always have, and that's why I've never worked for nobody. Like I've never worked for nobody, and this is why I got fired so many times, or even dismissed by just not scheduling me anymore. Because it's like people always knew like this guy is way too good at what he does, and he can leave at any moment, and we're going to be the ones to hurt. So whatever. So I said this. I've been speaking this in my life, all my life, where, you know, for me right now, I talk to you on YouTube. This ain't work. This is purpose. You know. So I'm gonna get back to the synchronicity, because that purpose word brought me today. So instead, a woman in San Diego had her reading with me right after the retreat, about an hour after the retreat, where I couldn't even leave the retreat location. I had to ask the owner. I was like, yo, can I get this Wi-Fi, bro? Because I gotta take this. I'm on call. God put me on duty. I need your Wi-Fi. Okay. So I'm doing that. I go through it. She's in San Diego. Now, what's so crazy about this? In the retreat, who was there? A woman I met in San Diego 4 years ago. Remember I told you the synchronicity, the 4 kept coming up in my life. I've been building this for a long time. 4 years ago, I'm sitting here living in San Diego, and I had met this woman. Now, there was this moment of like, because I'm on the internet, I'm going to leave a certain couple elements out. But let's just say for the moment, her and I needed to have a discussion that timing never really presented. Like 2 years later, I saw her kind of pop up on Facebook or something like that, but it was not the time to introduce it. And there was, in the middle of that 4 year, there's a lot of synchronicities that let me know how my mind was able to magically dissolve. Like I said, Gemini is a dissolving type energy, but we have to speak our way through it, right? You can't use the magic of Gemini without talking, without language, sign language, you know, body language, written or oral. You can't solve and use Gemini's magic without communication, okay, without movement, a lot of movement. So what did we do yesterday? We had a lot of movement. We're doing animal crawls. We're doing capoeira, the Brazilian jiu-jitsu art form. What else? We were doing blindfolded walking meditations, right? We were in the river and helping the people after another meditation to cleanse. We were doing a bunch of stuff at the retreat, and it was super dope. It was super, 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 super dope. It was dreams come true. And I remember saying that by the time I got home. Dreams come true. So, dreams come true. Confirmed. And this is what I also love about sound. Okay? You got to confirm. Personal opinion. When something excites you, confirm it. Sound can move the emotions in your body. It can make you feel and express things that may have been hidden to your conscious awareness, but it can just naturally align you, which is why it's also used to clean, right? So like I said, I got a citrine yesterday, and it's like sound, and the frequency and the waves that come from this sound allows me to help clean. Like, I'm not going to put that on my neck first. I need to program, activate it, cleanse it, do the whole 9. Until I get that thing in the moonlight. Citrine, by the way, is, from research at least, more designed to be in the moonlight. And you're supposed to put citrine in what's called the Wells corner, which I believe is the southeast corner. So you have to know where the sun rises. For me, sun rises over there. That's the east. Sun sets over there. That's the west. So I need to go south. South is that way. And then east, which is there. So that would be my diagonal. So technically, in that corner of the home, I can place a citrine in there, and it's called the wealth corner, bringing you essentially wealth, abundance, knowing that wealth is not just money. So I wanted to kind of just like, I'm all over the place, but I'm super happy. Alicia, if you would like, shoot me an email. I have Missy's number. And Missy, if you give her the green light, which I'm sure you just did, you need an assistant. I do need an assistant. I hell sure do need an assistant. And we have the Virgo assistant on here, Jasmine Danielle. She's going to be going live with me, 1414 on screen. I was born on the 14th. I'm a 14th baby. We have 14 angels that fight a lot of our battles for us. That's really good, among a bunch of other things. So if you need a Virgo assistant, we're going to have Jasmine Danielle here live. And she's going to be sharing some of her Virgo-like magic as a mutable sign. We talked about Virgo magic. So, yes. Alicia, I hope I said your name properly. Unless you're Spanish, which would be Jalicia. If you're Spanish, maybe it's Jalicia Tatiana. I also say my LLs with J's. Oh, that's so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. So, what's synchronicity? All right. 4 years ago, I met this woman in San Diego. We had a discussion, and I told her earlier, I was like, I knew it when I first seen her. I was like, oh, crap. And I told her at some point, I was like, hey, I would like to have a little discussion with you, like take a walk with me, like after. She's like, okay, cool. So we had that talk, and both of us had, through things that have never been communicated but needed to be. We had a moment to discuss some real deep stuff, real deep stuff. And I had a chance to actually tell her and express that, say, look, you know, during this time frame, I was really acting out of lower level sexual energy. So I'm really happy, you know, to be able to have this convo with her. And she was able to sit there and say the moments like, you know what? I was acting out of low sexual energy as well. And it was the irony where during these phases, this is when I wasn't fully familiar why I was so stringent and strict with who my partners were, right? Like literally, where even within that, there's a lot of these fast elements that exist in me as well. So it's like some of those quick elements, those impulsive elements, they took lead in certain time frames, but only to give me the experiences to bring me back to the fact of, at this time, I didn't know I was a Scorpio rising, which means I didn't know my partnership was in Taurus. That's a slow ass building relationship. It's like through real grounded, stable, like no shifty stuff. I didn't understand those elements. That's why it was my hidden, right? Your shadow elements are that seventh house, things that aren't necessarily conscious to you, that you get and you learn through other partners. Now, this woman as well was a Taurus, and that's the irony. So we had a moment to really like speak, and really the beautiful thing about it was, it took a lot of synchronicities within the 4 years for it to kind of come out of how this could have been spun in a complete different narrative, a complete different way. But instead, through time and maturity, we were able to come back and both recognize that, yo, we really do respect each other, point blank period. But we were acting out of lower levels of sexual energy, not understanding that sexual energy is creative energy, right? It's used to create, it's used to explore relationships and the dynamics of them. And I'm not talking about physically, but like building rapport, okay? Building the connection, as well as, you know, starting off this, taking that idea of Gemini, I think, and to actually turn it into something tangible, right? Of, oh, now I think I love to run retreats. Now I run retreats. I think, Gemini, that, and it's what this retrograde is doing, because then Gemini going back to Taurus, I think that I really want to host people on my YouTube channel so that they can explore. Now, we're going back, Mercury retrograde to 26 degrees of Taurus, and now it's like, oh, now I have guests coming on my channel, right? You feel me? So it's like we went through Mercury and Taurus to really have ourselves intellectually aligned with, what do I have? What do I possess? What do I value, so I know the things moving forward before I move, because I create the methodical plan that I will possess, that I will have. I will. This is magic. I will have. You feel me? I will have. Which is a stronger affirmation than I want, I think. You feel me? Like, I will have. No, I will have. I now own this. This is mine. Scorpio rising. Gang, 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 gang. This eclipse in Scorpio, as intense and dramatic as it is, Scorpios and all y'all that are rising, understand that we are rising. We are once again coming out of the motherfucking ashes. I wish I could make a better phoenix noise. That's about the best I got for the moment. We are rising, Scorpio. Okay? All of my people with Scorpio elements in your chart, once again, we are rising. Go ahead and just drop the Scorpio emblem, the actual scorpion animal, the fire for the rebirth. What's up, Laura? Yo, we are back, baby. Every time these weak mother lovers try to take us out, and I'm talking legit, kill us. Legit. We see you, and your weak little spells did not work. They never have worked, and we thank you for all of the training experience to get us closer to the purity of our soul. And thank you to all the Scorpios out here who not only survived this eclipse and these grand closings, but you have once again risen like the phoenix and come back out stronger than ever. Thank you for not becoming vengeful and exactly all the nonsense that people try to portray that you are, this evil, revenge heartless, unforgiving soul. Thank you for not buying those narratives, because those are also spells. We're talking magic, and what we speak on another is a spell that we cast on them, for the better or for the worse. Thank you for not only surviving, but thriving through all of the BS. Do not let nobody throw their darkness on you and convince you that it's yours, when in all sincerity, all you were actually doing was helping them to find that purity, that light that's deep within them, in the way that you're forced to do, in the way that you know how to do. Thank you for not letting people play you. Yes. Yes. This is like my Sunday service. I love when y'all all connect up. Scorpio Sun, gang. And Mercury, gang. Where's Scorpio Pluto's gang? 12th house Pluto, right? Her. They failed miserably. Absolutely. They failed miserably. It felt miserably. Yes, my Phoenix. Yes. Yes. Laura, Alicia, gang. Watch what Mars and Aries hit. Y'all don't even want to know. This triple Aries right here, when Mars and Aries hit, y'all don't even want to know. Y'all don't even want to know. Aries is home in Mars. Jupiter is in Aries. Venus is in Aries. Watch when that junk hit. Heck yeah. Left them in the desert. Yup. Yup. Yes. I want to pull a card for us. I'm having so much fun, yo. Literally, I'm over here like bags packed, ready to hop up in the plane. And I'm like, I gotta go live. I gotta go live. We gotta have our Sunday service. I know my 8th house would be lit up. Oh, yeah. Synchronicities of the Cazimi. This is one of the time frames of life where whatever you saw clearly, you can fully trust and believe it, especially yesterday. All the synchronicity you saw yesterday, when I came home, I was like, wow, this is a dream. I want to live every day like this. That's my affirmation. That's my magic. I said, wow, this is a dream. I want to live every day like this. I'm literally sitting here, and it's like, honestly, like by the grace of God, I'm able to sit here, pull up, travel, do a reading with somebody in San Diego, get the synchronicity of somebody I knew 4 years ago in San Diego, healed there, somebody that's actually at the retreat on that same day from the retreat, booked an AstroTherapy session with me. So now it's like, boom, here come home visits. And it's like, yo, it's just amazing. It's just amazing. Then I get to go out and eat vegan type foods, super delicious place called Flora. Awesome. You feel me? Had a mushroom soup. You know, the woman that got the AstroTherapy session after, she was like, well, don't you need to eat? I'm like, all I had was an oatmeal at like 8 in the morning. It's not like 7, 8 at night. And I'm like, nah, it's okay. We could go do the session. I don't need food. I'm living in purpose. You don't need food. Yo, the Peace Dealer was one of the first I heard to say this. It's like, you know, this is with the Uranus and Taurus. Our body has become so much more futuristic. And when I say futuristic, I mean what we had already came from. Let's say breatharians, you're not even really needing food. We don't need food, right? And lately, over the last like 5 to 7 days, I have been eating only raw foods. I have not been cooking my food. And it's been a way where I got a lot of fire energy. So it's like, if I have to use that fire to help break down and digest the food because I cooked it and made it that I needed to go through that extra acidic process to balance out pH levels in my gut. Now, me not having to do that, my fire doesn't have to work as hard, which means what? My head has not been overheating, which then what? I've been able to really sustain running consistent videos on lives, being able to go meet people in person, not eat food, being able to sit there and wake up, host a retreat, 1 hour later of just talking straight to people after the retreat, be able to run an AstroTherapy session for another hour and a half, and then from there, be able to go and actually practice the 1-inch punch with some other martial arts people, right? In that moment, engaging the core where you can take that 1-inch punch in the gut and essentially negate the punch. So practicing my Muay Thai, in the process of teaching other people astrology right after that, in between, then going to do the next AstroTherapy session. And you're like, dude, don't you need food? No, I don't need food. I'm living in purpose. I'll eat when I need to And whenever that happens, it happens. It'll be the reward. And so this is Uranus and Taurus, right? It's the animal. It's the animal deck. Gotta switch deck. Your new age. Hey, Kaisha. Love seeing y'all take the time to actually engage with people in the chats. Queens. Heck yeah, I love when y'all take care of each other like that. Thank y'all for those thumbs ups as well. I appreciate you. My point is, you know, with this Cazimi, the clear synchronicities is, I'm not here to talk to humans. That was one of them. And that was a great and amazing moment, which has been consistently coming up over the last couple months. That, here we go. Here we go. It's been coming up over the last couple of months that, like, I'm not here. I was only designed to essentially, I hate the term coming down, quite frankly. I was only here to materialize and engage with humans so that I can learn how to best direct the vision of the future that can shape and shift humanity to learn and wake up in the ways that are that doesn't have to be so abrasive, but there was a part where it's like then to detach and step away, where it's like, great, P, you learned it. The pain only came when I attached myself to it and the outcome of what did they do, how did they get to the next stage next. And I'm like, oh no, I had myself left at jacked up street. Okay, there I got left. I should have left myself where I had myself effed up at, right? Where when it comes to a circle, it's like now I'm more here in a sense to once that detachment from literally lower level sexual energies, lower level sexual urges and desires, rather than using and transmuting that sexual energy properly, red, yellow, and orange chakras, to now be able to engage with high level beings that are here on earth in the forms of mermaids, sorcerers, fairies, dragons, witches, brujas, okay? The list goes on. Orcs, they all exist. And they all exist inside of human bodies. People wondering, like, where did the dragons go? It's like, they're just living inside of us. That's the disguise. We're the meat suit. So point being, it's like, this stuff is real. This stuff exists. And it's like, it's my job to lead with the knowing and the experiences of all my past lives, but in this timeline, in this reality now. And others are disseminating that information in some form of a web, okay, some form of a hierarchy, if you will, through this tree of life, where, you know, although the branches may have many different extensions, at the end of the day, the tree of life, we all have the same roots, right? But it's like, in order to communicate all of this and what I'm saying effectively, it's like there is a chain of communication where if you find yourself communicating with somebody, and let's say somebody you love, a family member, a boyfriend, a cousin, a girlfriend, you want them to obviously get the picture, right? I did too, and that was where I got attached. But you're also denying those who you are more purposely supposed to talk to. And through that Gemini chain of communication and lungs of the communication of the zodiac, they eventually talk to who they need to, and it gets to where it needs to go. But ultimately, you should not be engaging yourself in conversation that frustrates you to a point of exhaustion, where the people who do need to hear and listen to you, they now do not have the opportunity because you're dead weight, because you used all of your celestial power, all of your magical power, and you need to go recharge. But you're still in the cycle where you keep trying to think, I'm gonna recharge and give it to them again the next day. And it's like, no, like, align yourself with the more unique tribe. And I really feel like this Cazimi really is helping us to more objectively understand who are we supposed to be sharing our thoughts and ideas with. And that's why it's going to go back into Taurus, which might be today already or tomorrow, one or the other, back in Taurus, where we understand the pinnacle of what we value and how we can more so individualistically be ourselves in our interpersonal relationship. This is Leo. This is when it goes 29th degree in Taurus. It's like, here's what I value as the most unique form of who I am. I am is one of the most powerful affirmations. Who I am. And I am one who runs and hosts retreats globally, all around the world. I am one who travels internationally and teach. Most of this stuff pro bono, on some real. Most of this stuff just because. And through that, I am someone who is continuously blessed because I'm just doing and carrying out mission-oriented, purpose-driven realities. All right. So I feel like it was important to go off on that tangent because this is what this Cazimi is really helping us to reveal through synchronicities. That remember, you were in San Diego 4 years ago, and you set out to go there as an incremental step. Leaving Connecticut 5 years ago, you went to Cali for that 1 year. And the fact that I was able to see that I can not only make it here, but I thrive in California, even from a financial standpoint, better than anywhere else. The difference was I was still working like 3 jobs, with like a fourth one, like working like a Jamaican, let's just say. I think like 2 were my company and 2 were like actual physical jobs. And it's like, then the moment came at some point where I had 1 job and those same funds were being discovered and accumulated with 1 job, which is only my company's job. And it's just like the synchronicity of showing, look at how much you have grown since then, right? Look at how much you have built since then. Look at what faith, knowing that the ocean is there by the trail of the stream. Eventually the stream will lead to the ocean. It'll bring you to the big pot. And this is Mars still being in Pisces, and I really feel like this is important to distress almost, because this is the Cazimi. It's showing us with a clear, objective mind all the magic that is around you, all the magic that's around us. This transit is freaking legendary. I wanted to talk about this like 3, 4, 5 days ago, but I didn't have the energy or the time to do it. I'm literally like 1 day late, and I'm like, I don't even care. I'm still going up, and I'm busting that. But that's because life was just like, nah. Let them figure this one out themselves. Don't give them the advance. Let them see it in hindsight. What's up? What's up, Major? Major? I see an observer. I know that's Amanda. Sorry, I said the observer in the oracle. What's going on, girl? It's good to see you up in here again. In this Pisces age gathering, wholesome of Pisces to feed the Aquarian age, becoming very individualized to serve and fill our cups. We're able to pour into humanity's cups. Thank you very much for that, Alicia. I appreciate you. Alicia, where are you from? Where are you checking in from? You're on time. Check 212. Yo, anybody in here that has not liked this video or took a moment to vote in the chat, take a moment to vote whether you believe magic is real, whether you believe that, you're going to comment what your synchronicity is below. I see 31% said that. So tell me in the chat, what has the synchronicities been showing up and revealing to you? I would love to hear that. I would love to hear that. And I feel like you sharing those synchronicities, the beautiful thing about them is other people didn't get that. All right. so happy about this Mercury retrograde. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's been highly annoying on some real, but it's a blessing. I want everybody to just understand that as annoying as some of the nuisances have been, the beautiful thing about the language of astrology, right? The language of the stars, okay? The written word of the stars. That's what astrology breaks down to. Logos, astro, logos. The written word is logos. Astro is the stars. The written word of the stars, the written words of light. Black light is the original light, okay? This is not a color thing. This is a divine thing. It's helping you to understand up front, and that's the beauty, because we put this retrograde video out, and I spoke about how there's going to be some of the most delays you've ever encountered. Oh, yeah. Okay, I gotta plug up my charger over here. Give your boy a second in the air. I keep on rising, Scorpio, Phoenix, in and now. I keep on rising. All right, I got my bang, bang, bang. And I got another bag packed over up in the corner. Forgive my ashy knees, yo. I just woke up. I woke up with the sauce. I woke up and I was like, we're gonna spit that. So I see some synchronicities. Colorado, love it. You already got the vibes with the nature, the truth, purpose. Dragons and feline energy has been a big theme showing up for me. Have you seen any colors, Alicia? Have you seen any colors within the dragons? Has it shown you, revealed to you any colors? The fact that it's even revealing yourself to you means that you're also very humble, and you know how to deal with the art of power, because dragons are, honest to God, like all powerful, and they don't show themselves to humans until that human is humbled enough to be able to understand what that power, at least a fraction of it, how dangerous it could be, and why they don't reveal themselves, because humans have obviously seen that power, and that's why they went in hiding, because we really didn't deserve their energy or their grace, or the knowing that they still are protecting us even though we act stupid. We be acting dumb. That's why spirit don't be revealing itself, because we be acting stupid. I've been trying to get this new series done with being a mommy. It's taking me a minute. Hey, I'm glad. Go ahead and observer, drop what that series is about. You know, maybe somebody in the chat is able to really contribute potentially an idea, a thought, or even just some hope and motivation that helps you get through this barrier. Send her some love to help her remove these barriers out here doing the mommy thing and still doing more for herself. That's dope. Yes, as a human design generator, I should remember to wait, to respond more. Yeah, if your sacral chakra don't light up, like my junk is literally like, I call it a sacral wink. I call it sacral wink. Sometimes like my little winker will be just like chilling, and then something will excite me, and it'll wink. It'll usually pick up and it'll drop down. But it's a lot slower too. It kind of does like this. My little joint be winking. I mean, and it literally goes just like that. It's mad funny. So generally that lets you know that enthusiasm is there, and it'll guide you on, go do this. Whereas like you could think, oh, well, I don't have the money to do that, but you get that wink. It's like the passion, fire energy, sacral energy is like life magic. So it requires life. It requires action, movement. Faith requires action. So don't forget that. Even though we have Mars in Pisces, we have the belief about something that happened. It still requires action. So that's from my human generator. Thank you, Jasmine. Showing me the connection with messages I received over a year ago now. How it's all connected to the bigger purpose of my life. So, for example, with Soul Reaper, she's coming to the retreat in Mexico. Super dope. Give her some love. Yes. She's one of the people I was talking about that was taking the risk, taking the leaps. And, you know, some of those synchronicities, she's taught to me about them. Some of them were like Spanish. Some of them were like, she kept hearing Mexico over a year ago. And she was thinking real estate, other things in New Mexico. But in reality, it finally came there. And she's like, no, my call was to go ahead and join this crew, the Peace Dealer and myself, out in Mexico, where that was going to lead her to the next gates opening and flooding through the abundance. So dope. Thank you. Laugh a lot. Not the ashy knees. Yo, y'all about to have me Y'all notice I had to put my little skirt on before I even got up, because I literally just woke up. We're not gonna promote them too heavy because they're not paying me. Olive oil gonna have to pay me, but I rock olive oil on my skin and on my hair, so my hair is already dry. We're gonna fix that. We're gonna fix that ashy knee thing right now as we read these comments. I used to draw dragons. Yeah, you know what? I used to draw dragons too, and I wondered. Somebody said this to me. You the third. Well, if I'm the second, well, technically this person was the first, and they reminded me, so I kind of said second, and now you're saying the third time. I want to start drawing dragons again, because I used to draw dragons, blue and red, the power of fire and ice. So the blue and the red goes much deeper, Alicia. In Aztec culture, the temples, they had a blue temple and a red temple. I'm going to try to see if I can find a picture. Now, this blue and this red are so much bigger. This goes into the Trinity. So much more than just fire and ice. Fire and ice, yeah, sure. Absolutely. But it goes much bigger. This is more like proton, neutron, electron. Masculine, feminine, divinity. Everything comes in the threes. Horus, Isis, Set. The blue and the red together will bring you to divinity. That's more what it's about. But it's more than just the fire and the ice. It's way more than just the fire and the ice. The blue and the red, when you put them together, what color does it make? Purple. Right? This is the vision. Depending on the colors of the red and the blue, it can make that pink purple becomes the crown. Okay, divinity is essentially what I'm saying. It's some of the Holy Trinity. Yep. So that's what those blue and those reds were really revealing and showing you that you are bringing the masculine and the feminine within yourself to a balance. And it's literally what the retreat is all about. Mind you, there's 2 more spots in the retreat. This mosquito bite got me. There's 2 more women's spots in the retreat. Anybody that wants to come down here, Amanda, I would definitely love to see you down here. Jasmine, you already know, that'd be super dope. Alicia from Colorado, I never saw or heard of you today, but it would be dope to talk to you if you were interested. All right. I need that in my life. My series is Meltdowns to Enlightenment, taking chaotic moments in life and how to work through them. Wow, Meltdown to Enlightenment. That sounds amazing. Opened up my notebook 4 years ago, and the series working on it right now, just to brainstorm. Hey, I power to you. Power to you. Power to you, Oracle. It's taken me 40 years to realize I've been the chaos and the storm. Yo! You got that Scorpio in you too? So I learned, I'm always learning more. I think all Scorpios are. I learned more and more about the Scorpio archetype. And of course, it's coming up partially because this eclipse closed out some doors, closed out some gates, right? No more ashy knees now. Boy, hydrated. Got them legs hydrated. All right. I've always had an affinity for dragons. I had a dragon eye with scales tattooed on my arm. Bam. For the 40 years in the chaos, I'm going to make a separate video on just all Scorpios. I'm going to dedicate it to y'all because there's been new shit coming up. Yep, dragons. The dragons are in my neck, unlocking my throat. Wow. I'm very interested. I'll message you my info. Super dope. Yep, hit me on that. WhatsApp is where I would probably likely connect with you from there. But at least if you send me the email or something, I'll be able to more privately send you my number. Peach Dragon. That was my favorite film. Wow. That's awesome, Violet Star. You are the transformation. Yeah. I appreciate you. I really do. Yeah, you all are dope. So, here we go. Oh, I got a client coming up in 20 minutes. I don't even want to end this. I really don't. All right. Let me check. Into the video. You were talking about the sacral wink. I got a text about the sacral wink. Super funny. Yo, the sacral chakra. If you're a generator, I'm telling you, the sacral wink is real. Like, it is real. That junk will go in slow mo. Well, at least for me, I can't tell you exactly what yours is going to do. But my junk is mad funny, hella sarcastic. It just slowly goes. And I won't lie to you, like, it's a level of it requires an embrace of your intuition and instinct in a way that really is like tough, because it's much, we're not trained to rely on our own instinct. We're trained to have to need somebody outside of ourselves to solve our problems. Yo, I want to ask this. Does anybody know anything about their eyes? Because I really don't like it, but I've become more and more reliant on these glasses. And I can tell that my vision is I don't like how dependent they've become. Where like I'm getting blurrier and blurrier and blurrier. And I used to only try to wear them when I was wearing, when I'm on the screen, when I'm actually on the screen. Because I really don't like, I like my old eyes. They could see. All right. He used to have like 20/20 vision, but more and more and more, them junks is, I wish I could figure out something more natural, quite frankly. Because like right now, like my vision, I used to be able to read this, but my eyes are becoming so dependent on the glasses that like I'm struggling. I literally cannot read this from this far. That scares me a little bit. No idea. Can't read charts. Who's a 5/1? I'm a 5/1 too. I'm a 5/1 profile in human design. Jasmine, if you're a 5/1, then we need to talk. Too much screen time. Get the blue lenses. Yeah, I got the blue lenses on here. That's the main reason why I'm wearing them. I was thinking about maybe just getting another pair of glasses, but without a prescription, because there is a prescription in here. But I will also say that I got these glasses 3 years ago. And it's my first pair of glasses. And I've never changed them. Maybe my eyes adjusted. See, I'm like, I'm over here like squinting. I'm like, too much screen time. It's definitely too much screen time. These videos, like I'm literally looking at the screen. My whole profession is making videos, so I'm always seeing the screen. I check. Splenic projector, 5/1 splenic projector. Wow. I don't even know what a splenic projector is, but I'm a 5/1. Generator. I know the glass in my eyes become lazy, and I don't open them. Practice opening corners of your eye. Yeah, thank you, self-center. You're right. I did have a guy teaching me this once. So what do the people need to hear before we get up out of here? What do the people need to hear before we get up out of here? I'm kind of curious about what this water fish card was about, in all sincerity. Because when it came up, I was like, I know the card mean, but what is the purpose for you being here today? That's why. I didn't remember all the reasons. If you're brand new on here, definitely hit the thumbs up button. Help your boy out. I'm officially no longer ashy. I need to rub this in a little bit more. See, I gotta get it spread out. But the fish stands for restlessness. Stop wearing them. I know. Eyes are to see what you are avoiding. Eyes are to see what you are avoiding. Stop wearing them. It sends you healing. Absolutely. Someone was like, so what I was, that's so kind of what I was thinking was, if I was to, because I thought about this, right? I didn't do it, But what you're saying, what you said, maybe get a different set of glasses, but without the prescription, and just to take the blue filter, because I still will be having to look at screens during these lives. That's my thought process. So I thank you for saying that, because I really don't like it. I really don't like it. I'm like, I don't like the fact that my eyes are doing this. I'm like, this is wrong. All right. The fish is restless, change of focus, lost in the current. Oh, the synchronicities, you said right. My guys have been like begging me to write too. They're like, write more, bro. Write. And I wrote a little bit yesterday at the retreat. We did a journal prompt. And I liked it. And I love to write, but I would like to write more. I'm going to write more. Look, and it wasn't even for me. It was for Samir. Thank you. Restless, change of focus, and lost in the current. The fish loves to be subsumed in life's current. Nothing pleases it more than movement, and more movement. The roaming lifestyle of the fish may be exhilarating for a while, but usually leads to weariness and slippery relationships. With all the possibilities out there in the vast waters, the fish becomes lost without clear goals and intentions. Spend some time with the lunar forces, dear fish, as the peace and calm of the moon will soothe your soul. When you're out of balance, you're distracted and you change your mind often. When you're in balance, you're adaptable and you travel well. To bring into balance, set a small goal, and accomplish it. Do I write? I really love to write. I have multiple journals in this house that I've filled up. I've begun to write all my journal entries for maybe the last year in cursive, to just keep practicing cursive. It helps my mind to creatively focus on its own solutions without my work. Like, it helps me to, like, I don't know, something about the creative side of cursive helps a lot. With also like my patience, because I can't write as fast in cursive. Well, I could, but I don't like to, because it's definitely way more Scrabble. But yes, beautiful message with that card. Thank you, Soul Reaper. You know, what I got from that card is, mind you, goals can be easily set with a clear mind of Gemini, but we're going back to understand what our values, as this retrograde goes into Taurus. Gemini is all about writing as well, as one of the forms of communication. So now we realize what to write and what to set for goals. But we're taking one last look in this retrograde. One last look on what do I value. So like I said before, this retrograde Cazimi brings us back to the clarity of what was happening April 26th. I want you to write that date down. April 26th of 2021. So just 3 weeks ago. Okay? Stop wearing them all together. All right. Okay. I'm going to say thank you, Violet Star. All right. So, I also want to have you write, if you have a pencil or pen, what are the relationships that you value? I would like for you to just write the names of the people. So I'm going to definitely write my man Semet, Lau, and Eileen. Who's the first name that comes to mind? Okay, the third was actually the peace dealer. Boom, 1, 2, 3. These are literally the first 3 people that came to mind. Point being, I want to have you just take a moment to write the names of the people you value, because the fish was saying that, yes, there's a lot of movement. Don't forget about the people who support you. Don't forget about the people who value. This is really where our mind's going back to the retrograde. Don't forget about the people who were there when no one else was. Don't forget about the people when everyone else showed their booty tang, they continue to show you their heart and transparency. Because if you're moving so much, especially like with the retrograde Gemini energy this whole month, we're going to move a lot. Don't forget about the people who've supported you. And so like in that moment, like, okay, that was my 1, 2, 3 names that came to mind. I'm also just going to say on a different note, I said under YouTube, I drew an arrow down, and I'm going to say Astro Tribe. And whether y'all know it or not, I just consider y'all the Astro Tribe. It's not like I publicized it or anything crazy. But, yeah. So I want to have you just take a moment to write down those names of the people that you know you value. With that said, I have officially 10 minutes. I have an AstroTherapy synthesis coming up with somebody on a more one-on-one level. So it's time for me to say ciao. I really enjoyed this message. Thank you all for your likes, your thumbs up. Thank you for just supporting the community. Exposure to the sun. The sun has most balancing and healing solar ray spectrum. Yep. The sun has different healing colors of the daily spectrum with different healing properties. Yep. Thank you. Thank you for that reminder as well. I think you would make a beautiful author. Yeah. What are the relationships you value? Yes. Yes, thank you. Thank you for reiterating that question, Jasmine. Never forget those people. I get rainbow aura sometimes when the sun hits me. What gets me is that not only can you see it on pictures, but when it happens, you can feel it. Yeah. So I would like to say thank you all. So I got my little obsidian. I'm gonna do some sun gazing today on purpose, especially because I just don't like where my eyes are working. They're no. So, and I knew something was wrong with glasses when I was a kid too. But whatever, we got there. We're getting back out. Magic is real. Your words are spells. You cast them each and every day, on purpose or by accident. All right. Start being more intentional with what you're listening to. Start being more intentional about what you say. Speak, live, act, feel, and move from the heart center. All right. And with that, personally, me, I'm definitely one of the more ones that's not really afraid to wear my heart on my sleeve, but that doesn't mean be stupid either. It doesn't mean that you don't need to use more objectivity among that. It's the heart-mind coherence. You feel me? Like, it's bringing them together. So, think in a sense with the heart. Feel with the mind a little bit more too. I thank y'all for these hearts in here. Whoever I said out there, if you want to come to retreat, you want to know what more of that looks like, hit me up in an email. If I made a mention to email me for something as well, do it. I'll shoot out that WhatsApp to you. We'll get connected. I'll also connect somebody to Missy. All right, I know that was happening, so I'll connect you with her, send you her contact. And I want to say that's what's up. I got messages coming in from people in New York. I'm flying out tomorrow, back to Mexico, baby. Yeah. Miami's already brought in the mix. Ooh. Brazil looks like it's the next thing coming. I've been waiting to go to Brazil all my life. So it is done. I appreciate all the beautiful people here too. And ciao, baby.